Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we're doing an updated apartment tour. The last apartment tour I did of our apartment was a little over 5 months ago, and I went back and watched that video and realized I have done so much to this apartment since then, so I needed to update you. At the end of this month, we will have been in this apartment for a year, which is so crazy because it feels like we just moved in, but it also does kind of feel like we've been here for a year, because over the past year, I have been documenting and sharing every single DIY, every single thing that I have done to this apartment, every update, anything that I have done, vlogs, decor videos, shopping videos. I've shared it all with you this past year. So it's just really exciting to go back and look at how much I've done, and I'm just really excited to show you guys the tour. Now, I do still have so much more that I want to do, specifically the room that I'm standing in right now, which is our living room. I just finished this oil painting up on our wall not too long ago. I shared that with you. And I need to hang light fixtures. I also am still debating if I want to do a slip cover for the couch. That's a little bit of a big project, but of course I will be updating you guys when I do. But anyway, let's walk through the apartment and I'll show you what we have done so far. You walk directly into our kitchen, but to the left here I have this little bar cabinet that I have done. And when we toured this apartment, when I saw this little nook, I immediately knew I wanted to do a bar setup. I love a bar. I think it is so handsome, and it just adds this like feeling of life into a space. Now, and I always recommend people to do a bar because I love it. If you don't drink alcohol, a coffee bar is really fun, a mocktail bar, whatever the case, it just makes it feel like there's life and conversation, and I don't know, I really, really love it. But I thought I would go over some details of this space. Starting with this cabinet, I found this cabinet at a local antique store called Merchant Square. And the second I saw it, I knew I had to have it. I love something old and gritty and masculine, and it was 100% my style, so I love it. Now, I was kind of thinking recently about putting a slab of marble on the top just to break up the heaviness. But on top right now, I have my tray, my silver tray from Williams-Sonoma. A lot of thrifted silver and cut crystal like this ice bucket. Most of this stuff is actually thrifted or from Amazon. I actually recently propagated this Audrey ficus on my own, so I have it over here for now. And then I just have a mixture of different bar items that we use all the time. I actually just had this set up for fall, but we either ate all the apples or they went bad. So right now it's just kind of in transition, but it's one of my favorite spaces in the apartment. I did have a hefty mirror. I'll show you when we get over to my little entryway area, but I have that hefty mirror here that I might put back because I do kind of feel like it's missing something. And I do think I'll put the mirror back right here, but I thrifted these platters on the wall here. I do want to do a white plate wall, so I'm trying to figure out where I could move that to. And then this light fixture right here is one of my DIYs. I thrifted this candle holder, and I just saw a bistro light. In my mind, I was like, gosh, that would make such a beautiful bistro light for the bar. And of course, in the future, I could put a bigger shade and put it in different areas, but I wanted to do a French cord bistro light fixture for the bar. I wanted that old world charm, and I just really love the way it turned out. I also wanted to do a pleated shade. My new thing lately is to mix romantic with like the rustic gritty. I love it. I think it's just, I don't know. When I see it, I love it. So doing this pleated shade next to this more rustic base was just like the perfect blend to me. And then the only other thing I think I have over here, oh, these cocktail napkins, these custom cocktail napkins that I bought off of Amazon. I tucked those right underneath the tray that I have right here. And then I do always have a candle right here. 99% of the time I have our signature scent of our home, which is Le Labo Santal 26. And I also get the Maison Louis Marie number 4. I'll have this link down below. It smells pretty close to Le Labo, but it's half the price. So I always have that here, especially when we have guests come over. I like to have it lit so that they are greeted with that sensual experience. I feel like scent is tied to memory, and I really, really love to have a signature scent in home. Right here is our entryway, and it's kind of decorated for fall right now with my pumpkin. But this area is something that we recently did. I put this mirror right here to hide the thermostat in the back, and this door back here, we can't even open it. It's locked. It's our hot water heater, but we can't even get in there. So I just was like, let's just put this in front of it. I did think about doing a curtain in front of it. I don't know, we're still a work in progress over here, but I thought having a little entryway table was just like another way for me to be able to decorate a little bit. So for now, this is what it is, but I've changed it a few times. It's been a little like, I had some artwork with a little bench down here at one point, and I'm sure it'll change again. Going into this bathroom here, this is our guest bathroom. As you can see, it's a little bit more of like an earthy, organic, still sophisticated, but I love this for the guest bathroom. It does feel a little bit more laid back. So I thought I would walk you through and show you all of the details that we have in here. The shower curtain is from Amazon, and I've talked about this a ton, but one of you gave me the idea to take the shower curtain up as far as I could and then do the liner on the curved bar, which you can see when the lights are on, but when the lights are off, it's not, you know, too much of a distraction. But being able to kind of cover up the curved bar because I did not want to take it down and deal with it. So this was our solution, and it's worked really, really well. These striped towels are from Home Goods. I love these so much. And you guys know I don't play with a ton of pattern, but these I actually just really, really loved. I have a random pumpkin in here right now because I had an extra, a couple stone bowls, and a vintage milking stool. On the back of the toilet, I have a vintage glass fairy light, which I light this every single night. It is absolutely breathtaking. I love these so much. I rave about them all the time. And then I have this vintage artwork that I found antique shopping. I love the linen frame. This is like kind of like a gold wood frame with like a black side, which I have a gold wastebasket down here, or brass. So it helps tie in the warmth of the shower curtain, the brass, and then the artwork. The shelf is actually from Zara Home, but I think it's been discontinued. I'm not sure. If I can, I'll link it. And then obviously more of the towels. And then just on the countertops, it's super simple. I have our candle, which whenever we have guests over, I try to light the candle to make sure that it smells really nice in here. And I love to layer my trays. I just think it's just a fun way to play with decor. And then I have my vintage clay pot that you guys know I am obsessed with these. I have never grown sick of these. They are just absolutely timeless to me. And then again, another wall vase, which is one of my favorite decor finds that I've ever gotten for our home. This one's in the polished nickel, but it also comes in an unlacquered brass. And then in this bathroom, like the other bathroom and the kitchen, I swapped out the hardware for this black hardware that we got from Lowe's, I believe, and then the stripe rug. I was gonna swap this out for a solid because of the striped towels, but actually, the longer I've kept it in here, the more I've loved it. Moving on to the kitchen, which is, like I said, you walk right into the kitchen of this apartment. I wanted this kitchen to be very functional. One thing I've learned about myself is I don't love a ton of decor in the kitchen. In our last apartment, we had like an open shelf and I was constantly rotating items on there, and I would put like our bowls and stuff up there, but I realized it started to feel like I was taking up precious real estate for decor. And I've learned that I really love a beautiful, functional kitchen. Everything in my kitchen I want to be able to use, and I really have been practicing that in this apartment. So right here we have our espresso machine. I love having it right here, although having it right next to the stove does get a little bit messy, but it is what it is. And then over here, I have our chopping board. This board we use from time to time. It's not one that we use every single day, but I use it as a tray, and I love that it's functional. We grab it from time to time and use it, clear everything off, use it, put it back, and it just makes sense. Now, I will say though, I do love a lamp in a kitchen. I find that it adds, especially in our kitchen, because we don't have any like underlighting or anything for that ambient light. So this has really kind of helped with that. And I would say it's the most, actually, I'm not even going to say it's non-functional, because it is. Like at night sometimes will be making like a little dessert right here, or if we're cooking and the lights are low, I'll use this lamp and I light it every single night, and it does add ambiance in the kitchen. But other than that, over here I have our utensils. I have some finishing salt and pepper, olive oil, garlic, and that's it. That is all I have on here. We grab this stuff every day. Usually this is all kinds of a mess, and I love it that way. Love it that way. I will forever have a functional kitchen. I will of course try to choose beautiful, crockery and pots and things to display the items in, but this is real garlic. This is what we really use, and I really do love that. And then our board back here, I just love that more effortless feeling where everything like has a place, but it also is still beautiful. Like our chopping board is beautiful. I do have a couple pumpkins in here for the fall, which is different for me, but I took our toaster off of here. Usually there's a toaster right here. And yeah, I think I'd love to keep things very minimal in the kitchen. I find that it gives me the most peace in the kitchen. I do a little towel, and that's about it. But one update that we did do in our kitchen is I swapped out all of the hardware. In fact, I did in the bathrooms as well. The hardware that came with this apartment was this bulky silver, very modern hardware that looked very sterile. And swapping out the hardware made all the difference in here. It feels like it kind of belongs with the rest of our decor, and it feels very like it's been here the whole time. It was so worth the money, the time to do it. It really didn't take that much time, but it was just one of those things that it was a simple thing that made a huge impact. From this angle, you can see our island and the entry, and you can see the bar over there and kind of how the layout is. We have a huge island in this kitchen, which has been we are constantly working on this island, whether I am baking and making things, like we use this island so much. So as you can see, I just have our hand soap. I usually do have paper towels up here, but I took them down for the video. And then I have our fruit and vegetables, and then I have one vase that I placed here and it hasn't moved. But it's not, like, because this is so big, it doesn't feel too dramatic or like in the way. And I really liked the way this pot looked with the artwork that I have up on the wall. It kind of felt like it helped the artwork flow into the rest of the home. But other than that, that is it for the kitchen. It's incredibly simple. And I don't know that I will be doing much to this kitchen because I like it this way. I really like that it's minimal, everything's functional, and everything gets used. I thought I would walk you guys through the kitchen and give you more details. Our bar stools are from Pottery Barn. I bought these a few years ago, but they are still available. And then my vintage bowl. I actually swap this out from time to time. This one's my favorite. It's from Vintage Disruption on Etsy. She has so many amazing pieces. I'll be sure to link her store down below. This is our fruit bowl at the moment, but I swap it out from time to time. From this angle, I feel like you can really see what I was talking about with the vase and the artwork. I think this vase just complements the abstract behind. I love the way it looks. Again, I don't have a ton of decor in here, but I did paint this abstract in this old vintage frame and then popped a picture light above. And I love the brass with the warmth of the abstract. And then we'll look a little closer over here as well. This board we actually got in Oregon. This light I thrifted. Light shade is from Amazon. And then you can see a little bit of a closer look at the booze block with all of the everyday essentials that we use in our kitchen. Onto the living room, I thought I would give you guys a closer look at what we got going on in here as well. This angle is always so hard because it's backlit, but I will flip around and show you everything. But I thought we'd walk in so you can kind of get a feel for the space. Again, this art piece I actually just finished painting not too long ago and shared that in the vlog. The couch is super old. We've had this for about 8 years. And as I mentioned, I am slightly thinking about doing a slip cover for the top of it, whether that's white or a natural linen. I don't know. I'm still thinking maybe even chocolate brown, but I kind of want to think about it a little bit more. The coffee table, we actually made this coffee table a couple years ago. This is something I am thinking about swapping out soon as well. I have something special in mind. And then I love drink tables. I have this drink table over here from Zara Home. The rug is from Amazon. This is actually a jute rug in like an ivory tone. It is so soft. It's actually so shocking because it is a jute, but it's a soft jute. And then on the coffee table, I think just about everything is vintage except for this little dish that I got from Williams Sonoma, and the coffee table books, of course, which I have a whole list on my Amazon storefront of all of my favorite coffee table books. And then on this side, this piece of furniture, Zach actually made me. And I have been wanting to swap this out for so long until recently I realized I don't know if I will. I might just go ahead and work with it, especially after I brought this plant out here and my dough bowl on this side. I've kind of, widened the bottom portion. So I don't know if I'm gonna swap this out, to be honest with you. But the books are all pretty much vintage or coffee table books from Amazon. I have a little clock that I thrifted. That candle is from Target. The lamp is from Wayfair. Another thing I want to do for the couch is I think I'm gonna make pillow covers. I love these pillow covers, the bigger ones from Amazon, but they're no longer available. If they were, I think I would buy a ton of them and cover the couch a little bit more. The front one is from Quince, which I do love as well, but I think I need some bigger pillows for this couch. This couch is massive. It's always so hard to show you this apartment because of everything being so backlit, because on here it's very glowy and very different than how it appears in real life. Even the color of the couch is a bit off, but on the back of the couch there's a seam right here that I normally have this solid wool blanket that I found at an antique store, but I layered it with this plaid blanket that I recently got from Amazon for the fall. Also, the blanket on the back of our headboard is also from Amazon, and I just layered it onto the headboard. That's usually all linen for the fall, but it's always so hard to show you guys this angle because the lighting is so terrible. But I love layering the couch with the blankets because it does make it feel a little bit more designed. apartment tour, this room hadn't even been touched. And there's still some things I want to do to this room, but it's pretty done for the most part. And I really love the serene feel that it has. It's just, sometimes I look in this room and I can't believe it's ours because it does feel so cozy and sophisticated and everything I ever wanted. But I will mention a few things that we did. Like, we made our headboard, which was a labor of love, but I love it. I always wanted a slipcover bed, but I never wanted to spend the money. So I decided to make it, and it completely transformed this room. We also hung curtains in this room, which these curtains I call like our house curtain. I have the same curtain in every single room. These are a white sheer linen curtain, and I chose a sheer linen for a couple of reasons. We have a beautiful view outside of our apartment, so when the curtains are drawn, I wanted to be able to still somewhat see the view, and you can. When they're closed, you can still see the green grass, you can still see everything. But I also was mindful of us living in a hot climate, so I wanted them not to feel heavy, and I wanted them to feel lightweight and breezy, and they really do. When I have them drawn, if we have the windows open, the curtains dance in the wind, and they just, I really love how soft and delicate they are. They totally suit our style. And then another change I did was our lampshades on these vintage lamps that we have on either side of the bed. They had a bell-shaped lamp, which was fine, but my style is a little bit more, I like a little bit more of a modern touch, so having the coulis shade I thought suited our style a little bit more. I have a little pumpkin on the side table right here for fall, and I DIY'd these. That is in a vlog. I did micro art above the bed because I liked that. I liked that you had to kind of slow down and, you know, kind of like zoom in to what you're looking at. So that was a little bit of a risky thing I did in this room. And then the bedding, the bedding's from all over the place. The duvet and duvet cover is from Brooklinen. I have a hefty little linen, it's actually a bedspread, but I use it as like a quilt or like a blanket underneath. And then our sheets are from Casa Luna from Target. And then these flange linen throw pillow or pillow covers are from Amazon. And I did the hand embroidery myself. Again, I documented that on in the vlogs here on the channel. And then the velvet pillows in the front are from Wayfair. I thought I would do a little bit of a better walkthrough of our room. I covered the carpet with a rug. I don't love carpet. That's just my preference. So I covered it with a jute rug, and I love this. It doesn't buckle. It doesn't like move. It doesn't move at all. It stays like this. I've never had to deal with, I'm not sure of the word I'm looking for, but it doesn't move at all because I think it's because it's heavy. It stays put. Again, we made the headboard and the skirt for the bed. I went over the bedding with you, but I thought I would show you a little bit of a better look. And then on this side, I have an old chest that I found at an antique store. And then on the other side is what we had in our last apartment. It's just a side table that we just reused for right here until I find some good bedside tables. And then over here you can see our dresser. The dresser's from a local store called Potato Barn. It's absolutely massive. This lamp is from Amazon. I just ordered prints for these frames, but they didn't come in time, so they are still empty, but I will be adding more prints to those. I have a lot of these actually linked, the frames linked on my Amazon storefront. Some of them I found at Home Goods, and some I thrifted or found at the antique store. This little ship I found at the antique store. I love this on here, and I just like that it gives a little bit of personality. And then this was a recent DIY I did as well and shared that in a vlog. And then I do get questions about this plant. This plant is called a Fabian stump, I believe. Here is a closer look at the frames. This frame I actually completely covered in ticking stripe fabric, which is kind of cool because the ticking stripe in the bathroom. I kind of feel like it threads through. So I did the back, the whole thing, the mat, the frame, everything in the ticking stripe. And then the frame up top is actually one like similar to the one in the other bathroom. But this one, I just did the backing with the ticking stripe. It's kind of hard to show you the bathroom because it's a tight space, but this bathroom actually is my favorite out of the two. The other one's a little bit more earthy, elegant, where this one's a little bit more elegant, earthy. And I have realized this is truly my style. I love a more sophisticated look. It's also the way I like to dress. So this bathroom, I love being in here actually, and it's our main bathroom right off of our bedroom. I went with a ticking stripe shower curtain because I find it so handsome and it's so timeless. I really, really love a ticking stripe. And then I actually recently swapped out our towels up here for more spa-like, just white, crisp towels. I was gonna go for a chocolate towel in here for the fall and then changed my mind. But I absolutely love this bathroom. And then this linen curtain that I have covering our closet, I wanted something to offset the masculine vibe that I got from the shower curtain. So I scoured the internet for a curtain that had like a bow tie. And this one was perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for. It was just perfect. I loved the thicker ties at the top, and I love the way it looks right next to the ticking stripe shower curtain. And then for the curtain rod up here, I actually found a pot holder on Etsy and just tied the curtain right to the pot holder. And it's beautiful. It's in this polished nickel. I just absolutely love it. And then the rug that we have in here is a jute rug from Amazon. And then on the countertop, I have a tray from Amazon, a candle that I got from Home Goods, a little bit of our daily things. The wall vase is actually from Roan Iris. I will make sure I have everything linked down below, or leave me a comment and I will get you the link. And then here's a closer look at our bathroom. Again, the rug is from Amazon. I love this rug. It's soft for a jute, which is so every rug that I've purchased from this brand on Amazon, has a jute rug rather, has been so soft. It's been shocking. And then here is just another look at what we have going on in this bathroom. This is my office, my art studio, the room I do my try-ons, my fashion, all of it. Everything where I edit videos. This is the room that it happens in. It was the first room that I fully decorated, that I hung anything up on, and I spent a lot of time in this room. I absolutely love this space. Just like the bedroom, I wanted to cover the carpet in here. So I found this rug from the Rush House. It's basically square little tile rugs that make up one big rug. I originally bought a 9x12 to cover up as much of the rug as possible. And then I ordered extra square tiles and sewed them on this portion. I filmed the whole process, but this was the best solution because we do have like a weird little nook on this side of the room. But this is the office. I love this space. So when you walk into my office, that door leads out to the living room. But over here on the left, I have, this is a baker's drying rack, I believe, or cooling rack. I always call it a drying rack because that is kind of what I initially bought it for, to dry some of my paintings on. And I will do that. I've finally got some little paint on here, so I'm not so precious with it as much anymore. And it's cleaned off right now, but a lot of the times it's filled with items that I thrifted that I need to share with you, or things that I get in that I need to share, all that sort of stuff. But on here right now, I have some extra paintbrushes and paint down there. That is my sewing box, which is an old vet box, which is super cool. An art piece that I need to frame. And then up top, I have a lamp. And I have this up here because I see it done a lot in European design, and I love the way that looks. Some extra artwork that needs to be hung, or it might stay here for a really long time. I love these mustard jars for my art utensils. And then I have my easel leaning up right here, my smaller easel with an art piece on top that I found antiquing. It reminds me of my aunt, so I love that piece so much. And then over here on the ground, I have a secretary that is full of art supplies, extra paint, all of that sort of thing. An ironstone with some more art supplies. This plant, I think it's called a lipstick plant. I love this plant, and this plant loves this room. So it's been in here. Sometimes it's on the coffee table as well. This little cocktail table is from Amazon, and I love this because, oh, I have a little dropling from the plant, but I love this because of the little feet on the bottom. And then both of these art pieces are actually vintage. This is a vintage print, and this is a vintage original, which is super cool. On my desk is from Willow's, which is a local store. It's a super old, I think it's an old butcher block, but I could be wrong. It's old though. It's very, very old. And I bought this using it as a desk right now, but in the future, I'd love to use it as like an entry table, even a little bar space in a living room. I don't know, but I knew that I could use it in multiple different areas. But right now, it's not gonna be my desk forever, I don't think. On top, I have this lamp that I got from Home Goods. It's Ralph Lauren from Home Goods, and then some thrifted pieces, extra artwork. These busts, the big one is from Home Goods, the smaller is from Amazon. And then my chair is also from Amazon. I just have a throw blanket over top, a jacquard throw blanket from Zara Home, and then this pillow is the same as the one on my couch from Quince. Behind me, I have my big mirror. Oh, I have this art piece up here too. I forgot to show you that we found antiquing, I believe. It's of a old Mission, which is super cool. We love Missions, so I loved that piece when I found it. And then this big mirror is from our house. I love this mirror. When I did my first design job, I spent the money on this mirror, or some of the money on this mirror, because I wanted to have a memory attached to it, and I think I'll have it forever. This top mirror up here is actually an heirloom from Zach's family. This mirror was a frame that I thrifted, and I had it turned into a mirror. I just took the frame to Lowe's and had them cut a piece of mirror, and then we put a backing on top, painted it. It was gilded. I wish I never touched it, but I did. And then down at the bottom, I have a big collection of art books, home decor books, even my cookbooks, because I don't like them in the kitchen. So those are all in here as well. But I love this because it gives very much art studio vibes to me, in my opinion. All right, you guys, that is where we're at with the apartment so far. I have so much more that I want to do. More artwork needs to go up on the walls, more DIYs need to happen, more fine tuning, more thrift hunting, antique shopping, all the things. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed this updated apartment tour. It's been super fun because the last apartment that we were in, we were there before I started the YouTube channel, but this apartment has been on the channel from start and will be on the channel until we move out. So that has been so fun to be able to walk you guys and share the whole process with you, and just hopefully you can find some inspiration for your own home. And I love sharing it. It has been so much fun for me. I feel so incredibly blessed. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this updated apartment tour. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple days with another. Bye.